Bougainvillea, and welcome to my apothecary setup. Well, actually, I'm just going to be making paint using plants. So let's start with the materials that we're gonna need. So first things first, you need a mortar and pestle. If you don't have one, if you have a blender, you can use that instead. A container for where you'll be putting your paint. You're also going to need a tea bag, filter bag for tea. I do not recommend coffee filters because they're going to tear very easily. If you couldn't find tea bags, you could just use fabric instead. And of course, you're going to need the plants, which you will be turning into paint. So first things first, wear an apron because you don't want to get your outfit stained. Or you can wear something that you don't mind getting stained. So because I'm wearing something nice, I'm gonna wear an apron. Okay, I'm ready. So I want to start with something simple. So I'm going to be starting with malunggay leaves. Okay, first thing you're going to do is to take off each leaf from the stem and you're going to put it in here. This is going to take a while. Make sure to take away as much of the stems as possible. Before I forget to tell you guys, make sure that the malunggay that you're going to use is freshly picked. Because last time I was able to use malunggay that was a day old already. And all I got from that was slime. It was so slimy. It was green, but it was slimy. It was gross. Okay, so now that I am done with the tedious part of this process, I have about half a cup of leaves in here. So I'm going to start to mash it. Okay, so now after about 2 minutes, it looks like this. It's completely unrecognizable at this point. We're going to get our tea bag and a teaspoon, and we're going to start scooping out everything and transferring it into our tea bag. Okay, so things are going to start to get messy at this point. So you're gonna get your ice cube tray, and then you're going to squeeze your tea bag until all the juices come out. I wasn't able to predict that. So my tea bag broke. It ripped open. I think I put too much inside it, so I'm going to use the fabric. Okay, so I now have my watercolor sketchbook with me. I'm gonna swatch the freshly squeezed malunggay, and then I'm going to show you guys later once I've swatched all of the colors that I've made. Okay, so I learned last time that the freshly squeezed pigment looks so much lighter than if you've already let it dry. So I'm gonna do a swatch comparison later of the freshly squeezed and the ones that have already dried for about a few hours. Okay, so now we shall move on to my favorite thing to make, which is blue paint. And we will be using blue Ternate flowers. This is also called blue butterfly pea flower. It's really pigmented. It has a really rich blue color, and I really love it because it gives a lot of color. You can squeeze a lot out of so little of this. Okay, so I'm just gonna use 5 flowers because I learned earlier that if I use too much inside the tea bag, it's going to rip open. I'm just gonna use 5 flowers, and I'm going to separate the sepal from the petal because we don't need the sepal. Okay, so here they are, and now we're going to start mashing. So I am now going to be doing the same thing that I did with the malunggay. Okay, let's move on to our next item, and these are avocado seeds. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're going to peel away the skin of the seeds because you're not going to need that. Okay, so after taking off the skin, you're going to take a cheese grater and you're going to grate the hell out of it. Now I have about 2 tablespoons of grated avocado seed, After grating it, I'm just going to directly transfer it into the tea bag because it already has its own moisture, so there's gonna be no problem squeezing juice out of it. The next item on our list of things that we're going to use is annatto seeds. Okay, so I just discovered this is so embarrassing. I just discovered a few days ago that annatto seeds and atsuete is the same thing. Please don't unsubscribe. I know I'm dumb sometimes, but please don't unsubscribe. Okay, I just took about a quarter of a teaspoon of seeds, and I'm going to try to smash this. I got a lot of powder from the seeds, so I'm going to get a sieve for this, and I'm going to filter out the powder from the seeds. Next up, we are going to be using my second favorite after blue ternate, which is Bougainvillea flowers. Okay, so what you want to do is that you're going to separate the actual flower. You're going to want to separate the actual flower from these petals / leaves, because this is the part that you need, and you're not going to need the actual flower. Okay, so now that I have a handful of these, I'm going to start mashing. I'm just going to do the same thing again, tea bag and then squeeze. My last plant will be flowers from a sponge gourd plant. Because I wanted a lot of flowers to be available for when I was going to do this video, I had picked some of the flowers ahead of time, and I just refrigerated them to keep their freshness. So again, like the blue ternate, I'm going to remove the petal from the sepal because we're not going to need the sepal. I have 8 flowers, and then I'm going to start mashing. The last thing that I wanted to do was try to make violet paint using the blue ternate, because in my making blue ternate tea video on Instagram and Facebook, when I added a little bit of lemon juice to my blue ternate tea, it instantly turned violet. I did not want to be wasteful, so I didn't bring an entire lemon here. I just took a little bit of lemon juice. I'm going to put a little bit of it on the second blue ternate extraction. I added a total of about 5 drops of lemon juice, and the color on the ice cube tray looks very purple, but upon swatching, it's not super violet, it looks indigo, but I guess the swatch color is going to change once the pigments have fully oxidized and the excess water has evaporated. So this is the extraction from the malunggay. This is what it looked like a few minutes after extraction. So it has been about 30 minutes since then, and look at the color difference. This is the blue ternate. This is what it looks like just after a few minutes after extraction, and this is it now. Okay, so this is from the avocado seed. This is a few minutes after extraction, and it's this now. This is the annatto seed powder. I don't think there's going to be much of a difference because it's already dried up and I'm just adding water. But this is what it looks like earlier. This is from the Bougainvillea flower, and this is what it looks like after extraction. And this is it now. Is from the Patola flower. This is the swatch right after extraction. And this is it now. I'm just gonna wait for the pigments to lose its excess water, and then I'm going to swatch again in a few hours. Okay, so it has been 3 hours since the extraction of these pigments, but a lot of them are still very wet. There's still a lot of excess water in them. So I am just going to come back tomorrow once they're all totally dry. So these are the swatches. Because this is a painting related video, I am going to add some paintings of mine to the giveaway bundles. So these are, I didn't use the pigment that I made for these, but these are watercolor paintings. They are postcard sized. There will be 6 artworks in each bundle. So you guys, I hope you guys would enjoy these paintings that I made. So I hope you have joined the giveaway. If not, click this link right here. And I'll see you also in Instagram at art.cadence and on Facebook, Art Cadence. So I'll see you guys next week when I will announce the winners of my giveaway. Bye!